I think that most people quit their job in a spur-of-the-moment decision and don't fully work out the ramifications, leaving them in a situation where they are unprepared and unsatisfied after all is said and done. I don't think you should ever just quit your job. I think there are certain conditions you need to work out first. People who move jobs more regularly tend to earn more than those who stay in the same job for more than 2 years, so there is merit to moving jobs. But before we get into that, why are we talking about this? April had the most people quit their jobs since records have been kept, and June was only slightly behind it. More than a third of millennials surveyed said they plan to look for a new job post-pandemic, compared with about a quarter of workers overall. So a lot of people are quitting or planning to quit, especially millennials. There have also been several reports of businesses struggling to find people to fill their open positions. So, should you quit your job? I want to start with the caveat that if something illegal happens, if the workplace is unsafe or you are in danger, then just quit then and there. But outside of that, like anything in life, you should be strategic. Unless the job is dangerous, you should just figure out your next move first before quitting. Most importantly, you need to realize the grass isn't always greener. Maybe you don't like a colleague, or you don't like certain customers, or there's a few small things that you don't like at work. But there's no guarantee this stuff won't be the same at a new workplace, and in fact, it might even be worse. It's easy to focus on the negatives and forget the positives. So actively try to think about what you actually enjoy about your current workplace. No workplace is perfect, and as much as companies will always show these amazing videos of these great workplaces and happy environments, but how true is that really? Remember, most of what you see is marketing and will probably not be the full picture. Usually it's a case of you focus on all the negatives of your current role, then the companies you are looking at are marketing all the positives, so there's no balance to the other side of both of these points of view. However, if you have worked out that this job is not for you, rather than quitting, I think that you should actually work out to try to get yourself poached. It's a lot easier to get hired if you are currently in a job. So work backwards, pick your end goal, then work towards it. Find the job you want, find what you need to fulfill that job, whether it might be some type of qualification or other checks you need to pass. Potentially save up money for a transition time if you might take time to start earning money, especially if you're in a sales role or a commission-based role. If you currently have a role, you also get a lot more leeway in terms of the hiring process. Sure, sometimes this doesn't happen, but sometimes you don't have to go through all the same checks. They can't call your current employer, so it makes it harder to do background checks, and the fact you are presently employed makes you seem more wanted. It's just the basic laws of social value and supply and demand. People want something that others have, so by being employed, it's slightly better than being unemployed. It also helps you avoid being as desperate for the job. If you are unemployed because you already quit, now you're in more need of money, so you're more likely to take a job that doesn't suit and less likely to negotiate hard for a better salary. An existing role also puts pressure on the hiring company to give you something better than your current role, either by covering holes that your current role has, offering you more money, or just offering a better experience in general. Even if you are unemployed, you don't want to be desperate for the job, and you want a situation where it's win-win and the hiring company feels like they're getting a good deal out of this too, but it's easier to establish that if you're presently employed. Another more advanced move is to socialize either at events or even on LinkedIn with your dream job or the people at those companies. It's a lot easier to get a job from someone you have met and likes you than it is to go in cold. In the ultimate scenario, they see you as a person they want to work for them and they poach you. But you do need to be subtle about it. If you connect with the hiring manager at your direct rival on LinkedIn, then it might look sus to your current workplace. Another option is to ask for referrals. Ask friends who work at interesting places if they could put in a word to see if their employer might be interested in hiring you. It's just so much easier to get a job through these means, and quite often you get to skip so many of the steps you would otherwise have to go through. And there are advantages to moving jobs because people who move jobs tend to earn more. According to this article, employees who stay in companies longer than 2 years get paid 50% less. However, you can combat this by negotiating your salary regularly. Also, keep in mind, many people who are hiring overlook someone if they consistently change jobs every year or more frequently, because it shows there is some issue that they might not be seeing. In everything you do in life, you want to be strategic. I know I am someone who wears their heart on their sleeve, so for me, it's hard to bite my tongue, so I know it's tough to keep working when you hate the place. But remember why you're doing this. Force yourself to be disciplined to not just quit. Create create a plan, get yourself coached to your dream role, and the results will amaze you. That's the goal, at least. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, chuck me a like and subscribe to see more like it, and as always, good luck. And if you made it this far, you'll enjoy one of these other videos too.